Online and mobile discussion boards, how do they work? The webinar presentation will be provided by Brent Beatty. Brent is a corporate account executive with itracks, where he specializes in working with itracks clients to support their online and mobile research projects. He obtained a Bachelor of Commerce degree at the University of Saskatchewan, majoring in marketing in 2013. Prior to joining itracks, Brent worked in sales and marketing in the telecommunications industry. Since joining itracks, Brent successfully works with numerous clients to help them understand and coordinate online and mobile research projects. Go ahead, Brent.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Garnett. And thank you to all of our attendees today for joining. I thought I would kick off today just by giving you a brief overview of what we'll cover and in what order we'll cover it as well. So I'll start our hour-long webinar today by just giving you a brief overview about itracks, what we've done for the past 15 years in the qualitative research space, and then dive a little bit deeper into the process of setting up discussion boards and facilitating a project online using discussion boards for data collection for your studies. Again, as Garnett mentioned, feel free to type any of those questions into the chat area on the bottom of the screen. We'll be sure to address a few of those later or always follow up after the webinar with a more detailed response for you at that point as well. But thank you for the warm intro, Garnett, and with no further ado, we might as well get started. So as Garnett mentioned, itracks started offering online qualitative software in 2001, so we've been doing this for the last 15 years. We're an independent and innovative market research technology company, and where we thrive, or what we feel as though we do best, is online and mobile qualitative research using video data collection. We'll be sure to look at those features later, both using our desktop version and our itracks mobile platform as well. We do work around the world. We have multinational clients that use our digital platforms. We do have a full suite of different qualitative offerings. We'll only look at our one platform today, but be sure to check out our website, itracks.com, for more information about our real-time offerings like itracks Chat and itracks Video Chat as well. So I wanted to start out just by doing a bit of a deeper dive into some of the things that itracks does best, or the things that set itracks apart as well. After this, as I mentioned, we'll jump into the details about what a discussion board really is and how we can set up research projects, some of the features that we've launched to make the process easier for you as well. Again, we do work around the world, so our platforms are available in any language. We do offer quite a robust, not only video data collection software, but also software that lets moderators and people working in the project easily clip, tag, and edit the video data that respondents left using that desktop and mobile application. Our mobile application is quite advanced as well, available for Android and iOS. We'll be sure to get that on screen so your team can view the mobile application and get a bit more information about its features later as well. Do keep in mind after our quick webinar today, if you want to take a deeper dive into the software and get another look, we do offer free training sessions and 24-hour tech support. They're there to help you if you are looking to run a project in the future. We're here for any step of the way. So we thought we'd start out just by going through what are discussion boards. So these are qualitative research engagements that are held online using our asynchronous data collection platform, simply titled itracks Board. Respondents are connected either via their mobile device or their desktop computer, maybe a tablet as well, and they can discuss topics through a really feature-rich web application or that mobile app over a set of maybe a few days, weeks, or even a longer-term engagement over a few months using the technology as well. Some of the brilliant things about using this methodology are that respondents can log in at their leisure and provide feedback at any time throughout the day. A typical board study may last only 3 days in duration, but it really is quite flexible in the fact that people can log in at any time and still facilitate a discussion over time within the board, but really provide that feedback when it's easiest for them. We do allow text, video, and audio responses within the platform through a threaded discussion or even more of a diary-style study over time. So respondents can be engaged in a variety of different questions on a discussion board, and we'll look at a few of these different types of engagements or activities we can set up later. But this includes things like polling style questions, concept markup exercises, and even some other more advanced activities that we'll look at a bit later as the webinar progresses as well. They're an effective alternative or even a complement to a traditional face-to-face focus group as well. They can be used for more of a pre-activity or homework exercise before a traditional group too. We have clients that quite often do things like in-home use tests or even shop-alongs. They complete those activities using our iTrack board or mobile application before people actually show up for that more traditional in-person focus group as well. Or even before more of a live or real-time focus group online, we can use these discussion boards for more of a mixed methodological approach too. We do want to mention that clients can watch the discussion from a virtual back room and even add comments for the moderator or discuss things amongst themselves using some of the robust backroom or observer tools that we've built within the software too. So we wanted to talk a little bit about why you should use online discussion boards, and I touched on a few of these topics, just describing what a discussion board is. But we feel as though you can get a more in-depth transcript than other qualitative methods using an online discussion board. It may allow you to get a deeper understanding of topics just because respondents are more willing to take their time and can provide that feedback at their own leisure using the desktop or mobile applications as well. The discussion boards are great to gather feedback or even media in the moment. We'll look at a case study at the end of our webinar today, but the mobile application or our iTrack board is quite often used to ask participants to complete different activities where they're taking pictures of maybe even their pantry at home or sent out to a local store. You can really collect that data in the moment and at any time, anywhere. Easily using our suite of tools as well. You should use online discussion boards to reach geographically diverse users. So if we want more of a nationally representative group, we can connect with people across the country. And then again, for moderators, not only participants, it is easy because you can conduct your research, moderate your research, facilitate the discussions in your home, and then use it in store, in field, or even access our mobile application offline if you need. Also, our advanced reporting tools like that video clipping, editing, and tagging tool, or our multimedia transcript tool allow you to get that instant feedback and access it when it's most convenient for you, maybe right away at the end of your group. We keep that data stored on our platform for you for quite some time as well if you want to go back and reference, make new edits too. So now I just wanted to talk about a few of the steps to conducting online discussion boards. And we'll start with what can sometimes be the most challenging phase of the process, but recruiting participants to actually take part in your online discussion board. And there really are numerous methods available for recruiting. We can help you with most of them, sorry. But the brilliant thing about our iTrack board software is it's really as do-it-yourself or full service as you prefer. You can feel free to source participants on your own. Or rely on our experience and feedback to help you source them as well. So while we're recruiting, we would start by easily or quickly developing a screener. Again, iTrack can program and set everything up for you if you need. And we'll add some unique elements to the screener because we're doing more of an online qualitative discussion as well. So we'll test for things like comfort level of participants using technology. We'll check to see which devices they own if we're doing anything that may involve the mobile app, or check for any specific requirements related to that project. We'll add all of that information into the screening criteria as well. We always want to be very upfront and set expectations with participants when we're trying to recruit them or getting them to sign on to the research. So we always want to explain how long we'll expect them to participate, whether that be 3 days, 3 months, whether we want them to log in once a month for a year. We'll be very upfront about that at the start. We'll let them know exactly what we require of them. You may be recording video, taking pictures. We may need you to use your mobile device. Also put out a bit of a timeline. And then if we are providing any honorarium or incentive, we'll be upfront about what that will be and what they'll receive for their participation as well. Typically, if iTrack is handling your recruitment, we'll be recruiting online. So we would develop the screener in an online setting and have it sent out to participants that way as well. Once we've decided on all the screening criteria, we'll set that screener out into field. We have project managers here at iTracks that can help manage this process for you as well. So we'll send it to a targeted sample, maybe even a list of participants if you have that available as well for your study. And we'll be sure to keep you updated about the process as it goes on. So you should be receiving daily updates from your project manager. And at that time, we can really tailor the recruiting process if we need to make adjustments halfway through. That's why that project manager is there. You can make sure that we find a good group of the target that you were looking for to begin your study. Sometimes we may need to send out different products to participants if they're doing use tests, maybe even additional equipment if we're looking to not do a discussion board, but maybe a different study online, like webcams, etc. So we'll do all that after participants have been qualified and once they have agreed to take part in our study. At this point, we can do some checks with participants. Obviously, we want to make sure that they're aware and that they have fully agreed to all of our expectations before the group has begun. We'll do this by completing things like phone confirmations, maybe even a quick rescreen, even technical checks on hardware, so mobile devices or cameras if we need. We may even set up a quick activity within the iTracks platform as a test, and that can test for things like articulation or just to see how comfortable participants are to kind of make sure that we have a group of sample that will work best for our study. Once all of this has been completed, we may send out one more quick reminder, either via email, maybe by phone if we want to call out, and then we'll begin to engage the moderator to begin the study as well, and then we can launch into field. So that's the first step to running research online. Before we jump into step 2, I wanted to talk about a bit of a different approach to recruitment that we've developed here at iTracks as well. And this is called integrated recruitment. It can really be repurposed or used in 2 different ways. We've found that by using this method called integrated recruiting, we can easily move participants over and recruit them in a very quick timeline. And it can be done in 2 ways, like I mentioned. So what would happen is we would program or begin with either a quick screener survey, or maybe even if we prefer a longer quantitative engagement as well. So we can start with either. If we want a very quick turn recruit, we'll program a quick 10 or 15 question screener and start there. If we prefer to work with more of a mixed methodological method, where people are completing a quantitative survey and we want to pull a subset of that quantitative survey out to do a deeper dive in a more qualitative setting, we can do that as well. The diagram here is a little confusing, so I'll walk you through it just to make sure we all understand what's happening here. But we'll have maybe a large subset of population moving through a survey. Let's say our N for one particular survey was 1,000. We wanted to do a deeper dive with a small segment of that survey overall, maybe 50 people who rated our product as great or gave our product a 10. And as people begin to complete the initial survey, when people rate the product a 10, we can actually pull those participants out and move them into segment A here. And this integrated recruiting tool will actually automatically redirect them from the survey once they're completed into an iTracks board to immediately let them provide more feedback in a qualitative setting. We've identified 2 segments here. So let's say for my study, I wanted to talk to 2 different groups, one that rated our product as great or a 10, others that rated it as maybe okay and gave it between a 6 and a 9. So we'll identify a second segment or segment B here and move those participants also into a board to do a deeper dive with them. Everyone else out of that whole population of 1,000 who completed the survey didn't qualify for our second engagement or our iTracks board, the more qualitative engagement in nature. They would just finish their survey like they normally would. So it's quite a handy piece of technology, but just to recap, it allows you to pull out a small subset of sample from your larger population for a quantitative survey and do a deeper dive. We automatically direct them into an iTracks board for them to start participating in your research study right away. And I did mention that there are two methods. We can use this as a way to really quickly recruit participants as well. So as opposed to pulling a subset of the population of the total 1,000 people out, we can actually just program a screener survey. When someone qualifies, we'll automatically redirect them from that screener survey, push them into the board, and they can start taking part in your research right away. We'll look at a case study that used this method of recruitment once we wrap up the webinar here. But in that particular instance, in 24 hours, we managed to fill a board with 40+ participants, and they all had jumped in to the board and taken part in that first day of activity right away. So really, we fully recruited a study within 24 hours. We eliminated a lot of the work that would take place in between, those reconfirming emails or phone calls, even manually uploading participant information into the board or into the iTrack platform. It was all done by this integrated recruitment software, which really makes the process quick and easy for you as well. But we will explain that in more detail as we get farther along here. Just keep that in the back of your mind. A quick recap, we can either do the quick recruiting or the on-demand recruitment or work in a more mixed methodological approach. It reduces your recruitment timeline and easily transfers participants and their information over from your screener or more quantitative survey into the board. And it can be used with the ITrack survey platform, but also in a do-it-yourself fashion as well. So if you have a team that typically likes to program screener surveys, or you have a panel provider that you work with quite often, even a client list that you'd like to recruit from, we can still use this integrated method, contact iTracks, to figure out how it works. So let's move on to step 2. So our step 1 was finding participants to take part in your research. But the next step to running these online discussion boards is to set up a discussion guide or stimuli, or pre-program your activities in the board for participants to complete. So again, iTracks can get this done for you, or we provide those training sessions that will teach you how to do this yourself. It's really quite easy. The system's point and click. But we'll log in and set up maybe 1, 2, or 3 days of activities. We'll use a variety of those different question types that we'll cover shortly here. And those include things like polling style questions and other exercises. You can even embed different media like images into the platform for respondents to review as well. Once this discussion guide or our stimuli have been uploaded into the platform, we're ready to run our research. So step 3 is conducting the group. So we engage participants. They log into the platform. We obtain their feedback. They answer the activities, maybe upload some pictures and videos, answer those text-based or polling style questions. While that's happening, the moderator can use some of our handy tools to log into the platform and probe participants for deeper insights or for more information as well. Once our iTracks board or discussion board has been completed, the next thing to do is analyze the data. And we try to make it as easy for you as possible as well. Our reporting tools let you come in to the platform, download transcripts, videos, heat maps from some of the activities you've created as well. While you're downloading that information to analyze further, you can also leverage some of our different filtering and formatting options and really hone in on the data that's most relevant or important to you. So what I wanted to do now is actually take you into the platform and walk through some of these steps of facilitating an iTracks board. So we'll look at the board today in a participant's view and from a moderator's perspective. But before we jump into the platform, I just wanted to give a really quick recap of the board technology, its features, and what it can do. So again, it's an asynchronous online discussion platform. It's fully integrated with the iTracks mobile app. Studies typically range from 1 to 7 days in length, but again, they can go beyond that. It can be 2 weeks, 2 months, a year or plus. Again, let us know, and we'll help you kind of plan that research out in the best way that works for you. Typically, we'll see about 15 to 20 participants in a board. We can go all the way up to 300, but 50 are included in the price. So keep that in mind when you're pricing out some options. The platform is available in different languages. We do have that patented backroom technology that I mentioned as well that we'll look at shortly. And there is no cost or charge to have the platform branded or white labeled to either your brand or the brand of a client if you need. We can do a variety of different activities or let respondents complete a variety of different activities in the board, like polling style questions, IMarket, video data collection questions, and we can use some of those advanced editing tools to clip tag and edit the video data that was collected as well. Once everything is finished up, we can pull reports that include transcripts, and that will embed any of the media, video highlights that we've created, pictures, audio that were uploaded as part of participants' responses as well. We do have the seamlessly integrated mobile app that we mentioned, and just to reiterate as well, it's available for both iOS and Android devices, seamlessly integrated within the board, so participants can jump back and forth between the desktop and mobile platform as much as they need. It enables very effortless data collection in the field, so again, out in the store, in home, at events, wherever you need it, that mobile application will work and is quite handy. And it does allow for discussion between participants, and it does send active push notifications for any replies on threads that that individual participant has been a part of as well. Just keep those features in mind when thinking about the mobile application and using it for your research as well. But now what we wanted to do was actually jump into the platform. And again, before I actually start showing the software here, I just wanted to mention one more time, we do have that chat area in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. So let us know if there are any questions. We'll try to address them as we're walking through the platform as well. Where I wanted to start today was with the recruitment process that we mentioned. It was step one before. And what I wanted to do is just show a quick example of that integrated recruiting method that we have talked about previously. So I programmed a quick screener survey for us to look at here. It's only 3 questions long, but these 3 questions are the criteria that I identified as most important. Once we answer these 3 questions, the system will let us know that we've qualified to take part in a more qualitative engagement and invite us to be part of an upcoming discussion board. And again, we're very upfront, like I mentioned previously, about the amount of participation that will be required, how much we'll receive in incentives, and then when this study will run. The 3-day discussion board, we include all those details here just to make sure that participants understand what they're signing up for. Now, a typical participant wouldn't see this screen here. This is just for our knowledge. But just so we know, the fact that I'm a male, a millennial, and I have casual traveling habits have qualified me to move forward to take part in a more qualitative engagement as well. So I'll enter some information about myself. When I hit the Continue button, our integrated recruitment system is automatically going to launch me into a discussion board for me to start taking part in more activities right away. And it's as easy and simple as that. Again, we provide free training to show your team how it works, or we can handle that whole process for you. Again, there are 2 different ways that integrated recruitment method works. We looked at one here, and that was just the way to very easily recruit participants to take part in the discussion board within a small time frame, maybe 24 or 48 hours, depending on the type of audience we're looking to engage. So this is our ITrack board platform, or a discussion board platform for asynchronous data collection. I wanted to mention a couple things now that we have it up on screen. One, again, is that links to live support are in the right-hand corner. That support team is available at any time to help not only you when you're conducting research, but participants while they're taking part in the actual study as well. Again, that mobile app available on iOS or Android is available to download anytime here too. But I thought I would start by showing you the participant perspective here and walking you through a few of the different activity types that we've set up within the iTrack platform too. So keep in mind there are a variety of different activities that we can program in. I'll show a couple different examples here. If you do have any questions about different activity types, or maybe even replicating something that you've done in the past in more of an online setting, use that question or comment box below and we'll be sure to follow up. So this is an example of a simple text-based question within our platform. We asked participants to introduce themselves, to tell us a bit about where they're from, describe their city and tell us what they love about it, but to please do so using their webcam. Like I mentioned, one of our strengths as a platform is video data collection, and then what we can do with that video data after it's been collected as well. So as a participant, I'm going to hit the reply button, and you'll notice it's giving me the option to select either text or video. And we can lock down a response type when we're in the moderator's view as well. But this participant was given the option and asked to use their webcam. So we'll select that video option and record a quick video response here. Again, for participants, it's point and click and very easy to record this video. Morning and or afternoon, everyone, depending on where you're logging in from. I'll record a quick 10 or 15 second video, and then when we get a bit further into our webinar here, we'll show you how we can clip, tag, and edit this video data once it's been uploaded to the platform. But it was quick, simple, and easy as that. As a participant, I can go ahead and add text to my response, or even add a variety of different media as well. We can upload pre-recorded videos, images, PDFs, audio files, whatever you need. Respondents can add that as response to this activity that we've set up here. I'm going to go ahead and hit that post reply button. It will push my video to the board automatically, and we'll be able to see this video right away in the moderator's view to clip, tag, and edit as we see fit going forward. Before we do a deeper dive into some of the other activity types here, I just wanted to show you a bit of a contrast between the desktop version and the mobile version here. Or sorry, a lack thereof contrast. So what I'm going to do is pull up our ITrack's mobile application on my screen here. And we'll take a look at what this question looks like using our mobile application as well. But the experience for participants should be seamless, whether they jump into our desktop platform or our mobile application. We wanted to reiterate that just by showing you the same type of activity. So I'll select the Getting to Know You thread and that Getting to Know You question. Again, it's going to say the same thing. Start by introducing yourself, tell us a bit about where you're from, and please respond using your webcam. I'll hit the reply button, just like I did on the desktop version, and select a video response to start recording a video right away. Again, morning everyone, it's me on your screen now. I'll record, again, a quick 10 or 15 second video using our mobile application. This will push into the back end of our platform, just like our first video did, and then we'll jump into clip, tag, and edit as a moderator soon. We'll show you how that feature works as well. So we'll submit our response just like we did on the desktop version. You'll notice a bar up at the top here that says sending one item that has now gone away. And that shows up because our application does work in an offline mode as well. The respondents aren't required to have a strong cellular data connection or Wi-Fi connection at the moment. As long as they've logged into the platform once, these text questions would load and they can complete the activities whether they're connected to the internet or not. This is particularly useful to help participant experience. You know, maybe if you're sending them out to do a shop along activity, if they're in the back corner of a store and don't have data, you know, maybe even out into their local community, we won't eat up their cellular data when posting video or picture responses. Our application will catalog those responses and then push them to the board as soon as they return to an area with a stronger or Wi-Fi connection. So that is our ITrack's mobile app and the first activity type that we wanted to show you here. Again, we can program a variety of different exercises into the board, and we'll show you a few more here. This is an example of a quick polling style question. It looks like I just answered it as a participant here previously as well, but it asked on our last trip to this region in Canada, did you visit any of the following attractions? We can see I selected Jasper National Park, the Calgary Zoo, and a few others, and then left a quick text response, here when I answered the question as well. When we jump into the moderator view, we'll take another look at this, but it will actually aggregate all the data for us here and provide us with a quick snapshot or chart of the responses we collected so far. On top of the video data collection questions, or even just simple text-based questions, polling style questions, we can program in a few different advanced exercises as well. And these range from things like sorting and ranking exercises to video slider or dialer exercises, even to concept evaluation exercises. Here at ITracks, we call these IMarkets. And I wanted to walk you through a quick example of an IMarket activity here as well. So we pose a quick set of instructions to respondents here. We said, please use the tools available to mark up the content. Show us what you like and dislike. Please explain why in the comment boxes that appear. So I'll hit continue, and again, it looks like I had completed this activity previously as well. So I used the like or dislike or question tool every time a respondent clicks. And again, they're only going to see their own answers on screen here. A comment box is going to appear, and just ask them to explain why they dislike, like, or have a question about that particular area of the image. And overall, we have 34 different tools that are available, for use for participants within these activities. We've made 2 available for this particular activity just to keep things simple, but we'll really pick the tools that work best for your research objectives or for the image or video that you'd like respondents to evaluate. And they range from things like area selection tools, even to text highlighter tools that can work on PDFs and content that has both text and images as well. Will really help you choose the one that suits your needs the best. Once respondent has left some comments, so it looks like our participant Brent here has left 6 or 7, can hit the save and exit button to jump back into the board and move on to the next activity. So I hope that brief overview of a few different activity types we can set up within the board will suffice. But again, regular text-based questions, video data collection questions, polling style questions, some advanced exercises, ranking, sorting, video slider or dialer exercises, or concept evaluations that let you get a bit of a deeper dive from participants, using those tools like the like, dislike, and question function are all possible within the discussion board as well. What I wanted to do now is jump out of this participant view and into the moderator's view. Once we've recruited participants in step 1, made sure everything is set up and actually loaded in our discussion guide, conducted the research, as the moderator, we're going to want to log into the platform, maybe probe for additional information, or even check out some of these reporting features to do a bit of an analysis once the study is concluded as well. So we're now in the moderator's view, so just note the change. There's a few more features and a few different buttons in terms of the look here. Keep that in mind while we're looking through. What I wanted to do is just show you a few of these question types that we looked at in the participant's view from a moderator's perspective as well. So here was an example of that polling style question. On your last trip to Alberta, what attractions did you visit? We'll see the chart with some of the aggregated data here. A quick breakdown of what respondents chose, and then just the individual participant responses within the platform here as well. I wanted to show you one of these video collections video data collection questions from a moderator's perspective as well. So this was the one that we just answered. We said, tell us a bit about where you're from, describe your city and what you love about it, and please respond using your webcam. So I'm going to jump down to a response that we would have uploaded here all the way at the bottom. So this one looks like it's new. It's highlighting it for me as the moderator. I have some options as the moderator here as well to add some tags or notes if I prefer. So we can listen to respondent Brent's video. Let's say within this video there was a really great comment that we wanted to use for our final report. Or to export to show a client or show internally. We can do that quickly and easily. All we need to do is hit the red Create a Tag button here. And we can adjust the timing of the exact moment of video that we want to use. Even play that timing back as well if we need. Great, it looks like I got the exact comment that I needed. And then assign this new chunk of video, or what we call a video highlight, to a category. We can actually tag this new video as well. I've set up a variety of different categories here, positive, negative, neutral, even some that tag the different types of vacations that respondents would talk about as well. So I want to get some information about tropical getaways. Let's say respondent Brent here left some information about his last vacation. It was a tropical getaway. I'll tag that here and just leave a quick note for myself. When I hit the Save and Close button, it's going to not only tag the response within the area of the board here, but actually create a new chunk of video that's going to be highlighted in pink in our back-end reporting tool for us to use later and even export for a presentation or a final report as well. we'll take a look at that feature shortly. Last but not least, I wanted to go through that IMarket activity from a moderator's perspective too. So it's going to look a little bit different here. We're going to see everyone's response on the activity right away. And we can actually jump through the responses of individual participants if we like here as well. So it looks like our participant Tabitha, she left 6 different comments here. I can go through and just review them quickly within this reporting area too. We will do a bit of a deeper dive into our advanced reporting functions for IMarket as well. And they produce things like heat maps and word counts that we'll look at in a bit. But just so you can get a feel of what moderating one of these activities would look like in real time, I thought it would be beneficial to look at this view as well. So in the moderator's perspective, we do have access to a few more features like I mentioned, the project setup tab or the users tab here. I won't walk through any of the details of setting up a project or loading discussion guides into the platform. Again, we provide training that will help your team do that if you need. But what I did want to emphasize was just a few of the different features that we can employ as researchers or as moderators within the platform that they may be good to know when you're thinking about possible projects that you could run on discussion boards in the future as well. One of them is that we do offer 3 different question types in the platform. So we do have either a regular, an uninfluenced, or an interview mode available here. And this means in uninfluenced mode that respondents won't be able to view each other's answers to this activity until they've completed the activity themselves. A regular mode is basically a free-for-all. Everyone can see every response right away. But we can also place this particular question in an interview mode. And that locks interaction down between the individual participant and the moderator. So if we place this question in interview mode, then respondents wouldn't be able to interact with each other or see each other's answers. Only for this particular question, it's set on a per question basis. We can also, if we prefer, set up different groups within the iTracks board or within a discussion board as well. So if you remember the quick screener survey that we completed, it identified me as a male, who is a millennial, who is a casual traveler. Let's say we wanted to tailor our discussion guide to these different demographics a bit. We can definitely do that. So for this individual question, all I would need to do is just select one of these groups, maybe casual travelers, and it will only present this question to the group of casual travelers that were identified in the initial screening process. Let's say I wanted to take it one step further. I can ask this question to both groups, so travel enthusiasts and casual travelers, and I can lock interaction down within those groups as well. So only casual travelers would see other casual travelers' answers, and enthusiasts would only see the answers of other enthusiasts. Again, this is set on a per question basis, but it really allows you to customize that discussion guide and make some changes based on those different groups or demographics as well. So that was all I wanted to show you in project setup. It's just a few things to keep in mind. A few features that make running these discussion boards easier or handier while you're thinking or wondering about designing projects for this methodology. Last but not least, I wanted to take everyone through the reporting tools within a discussion board as well. So we'll start by going to the video highlight tool here. And again, we've seen this feature briefly when I was jumping through those different question types as a moderator, but we didn't see its full functionality as well. So I'll pull up that getting to know you question. We can see a ton of different videos here, including those 2 that we recorded in our demonstration today. So let's say while we were moderating the group, we went ahead and we clipped and tagged and edited a bunch of the responses in real time, using one-pass moderation. We can see that we have a variety of different video highlights here, and they're highlighted in different colors. So all of these purple quotes here are listed as report quotes. I tagged them all as good quotes for my final report. I tagged a few red responses here as negative comments, some positive comments, and then I tagged some information about tropical getaways here as well. Let's say for this getting to know you question, there were some great responses. I want to export them to use, maybe even to edit further, to throw in a presentation or in a report. all that I need to do is drag and drop these comments that I find most useful into the video highlight reel on the bottom here. I can make one video with all these comments that I wanted to use. Again, iTracks keeps all your data on the platform for 2 years, so you can jump back in and reclip, retag, or re-edit this video data as you see fit, and create new highlight reels or new videos based on the comments that you received. Once you hit the Save button, our platform will automatically create that video for you. You can download that in an MP4 format at any time. A really handy and easy to use feature. We keep the original video for you here as well, so you can make more clips, more edits, or tag different parts of the video under different categories as well. So that's our video highlight tool. What I wanted to show now was the transcript tool. So once your study is completed, or at any time throughout the study if you prefer, you can pull a text-based transcript that's going to have some links that embed any of the media that was uploaded as part of participants' responses into the platform here as well. And we can filter in a pretty in-depth manner here too. So we can filter by different groups that were established within the board, different participants. We can even filter by topic or question type if we need. One step further, we can filter by different posts that we've tagged as well. So if I want to pull all the information I tagged about tropical getaways, I can easily do that here. Only select this tropical getaway option and pull a transcript with all the comments that related to that topic. For the sake of this demo, we'll pull a transcript showing everything. And I did want to note as well, they're available in 2 different formats. We're going to look at a Microsoft Word format today, just because that's the most useful. It has live links to any of the media that was embedded. So any pictures or videos that were uploaded, you'll be able to access those through this Word transcript. But if needed, there is more of a raw data or Excel response grid type format that you can download as well. Let's take a look at an example of a transcript pulled from the board here. We'll jump to that getting to know you thread or question that we initially answered. Again, we asked respondents to introduce themselves and tell us a bit about where they're from. Within the transcript here, we can see these video responses. We can control-click to play them automatically if we need. We can also see that information about individual participants as well. So we can see Adam is a male who's Gen X and he's a casual traveler. All that information is pulled through to our transcript as well. There's a few other examples here. Here's that polling style question with the breakdown and the chart. Again, we can click on the chart to view a larger or live version from the platform or within the board as well. And then we can view those individual responses with any text that was left here too. And just some examples of a few text-based responses as well to get a feel for what these transcripts look like. So I wanted to save a bit of time for questions at the end of our webinar here as well, just in case there were any. So I'll finish off our demonstration today just by showing you the back-end reporting features of one more tool, and that was the concept evaluation tool that we looked at previously. We call this tool IMarket, and if you remember, we evaluated a print ad, and we used the like, dislike, and question function on that print ad to leave some feedback and some comments for our moderator to review. On the landing page here in the reporting area, you're going to see a breakdown of the different tool types respondents used. So you'll see how many clicks we received with each of the 3 different tools we had available. We'll see a view of all the individual comments we received. It looks like there was 268 of them. It'll show us which user left them, which tool they used, and then the individual comment as well. And you can pull a raw data Excel file with all these comments too if needed. The system does show a word frequency count as well. Probably the most intuitive or important reporting feature is the Heatmap tool. The platform is showing a heat map with every click that we received on the image right now, but we can go ahead and filter the heat map based on those different tool types as well. So I'm showing the data points from all the likes, dislike, and question functions here, but let's go and filter and only show the clicks for likes. We'll notice the heat map adjusts a little bit. You can even show the tool types used. So we had a like tool available with the drawing or pen tool there as well. So you can break that down. At any point when you're in the reporting area here for IMarket, you can hit the Create a Report Snapshot button in the right-hand corner, and it will export everything that you see here for you to use again in presentations or in your final report as well. We do have the ability to set different regions on these images too. So what I did was I set a region around these pictures in the middle here, just so we could evaluate the attention that was paid to this area. So if I go back to my Heatmap tool, I can actually filter based on these different regions and only show the clicks that we received on these images within the main area here. The reporting features are quite robust, and they allow you to kind of tailor your efforts or heat maps that you can pull here for different points in your report or your research as well. Great. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us for this webinar today. What we wanted to do before we wrap things up was just go through some information about one case study that was ran using the ITrack board here as well. And this will kind of push everything together. Like I mentioned previously, we used our integrated recruiting method to recruit 32 participants to provide you feedback using this qualitative ITrack board platform. We ran the study over a course of 3 days. The study was designed to not only test that new integrated recruitment method, but also test the response and cooperation rates we received when we asked participants to conduct video exercises. And the topic of the study was SUVs, and participants were asked to use their mobile devices and our iTracks app to provide videos showing the interior of the vehicles that they owned and to talk about the different features that they liked and they disliked. Overall, once the study concluded, we received some very high response rates and positive feedback for participants that used the app. 53% of the people that took place in the study submitted video content on questions that didn't even require video responses as well, but they just liked that option and the methodology so much. And we added a few additional activities within the study itself. We added polling questions, and then we had them do a markup exercise of a potential SUV interior just to catch their feedback or gain their feedback on that as well. So this is an example of one of the reports that we pulled from the IMarket tool for that particular study. So they evaluated this interior of the SUV here and really left some pretty in-depth comments that we were able to analyze and get a lot of good data from later. We used the video clipping, editing, and tagging tool to really filter and go through the different responses that we received. So we asked participants to take their mobile application into the car and actually run us through some of these features. I won't play any audio here just for time's sake, but this particular respondent is going through some of the features that they disliked about the interior of their car, and then later went through some of the positive features as well. But our mobile application lets you record up to 15 minutes of video. So we divided it out into a few different sections, but that clipping, editing, and tagging tool made it really easy to just pull the negative comments because we could individually tag them and then use that highlight reel function to put them all together and export one video with all the negative comments each individual participant had about the interior of their car. Using that integrated recruitment method, like I mentioned before, we managed to push over 40 respondents into the board within a 24-hour period. They completed and were taking part in some of these activities same day. And we found a very high return and participation rate over the whole 3-day duration of the project, just because we very quickly engaged participants and moved them directly into the more qualitative type studies. They were more likely to come back and more likely to stay engaged and complete the study in its entire duration as well. So that was all I had to talk about today. I'm not sure if we had any questions submitted at the bottom here as well, but if we did, I'm more than happy to address those here.
Yes, we do have some questions. Thank you for the presentation, Brent. We will now move into the question session. So please enter your questions in the chat area at the bottom of the GoToWebinar panel. We do have some questions that have been submitted through the course of the webinar, so we'll jump into those. Okay, so Brent, can you comment on the average education level of participants who can navigate the system? And related to that, another participant asked about whether the people in the SUV case study were young and tech savvy.
Yeah, so we find that the system itself is very easy to use as well, and that's also where our technical support comes in real handy as well. So if you remember, I did say we typically screen for the comfort level of participants when they're taking part in online studies as well. But really anyone that uses social media or uses a cellular device can access our platform and do everything that they need to do quite easy. For the SUV study, sorry, I think we engaged a bit of an older demographic as well.
That's
I think
correct.
most of the participants, yeah, were 35 to 47 or a bit of an older demographic too. And they had no issues uploading responses and using the iTrack's desktop or mobile platform as well. Really, it's as easy as maybe completing something like a Facebook post. It walks you through every activity very easily, as you saw when I was going through my mobile application as well. So I think we want to make sure we find participants that are comfortable using their mobile phone or using the online methodology, but I don't think that those participants are quite hard to find. And I know in the example of that SUV study, we just screened to make sure people were comfortable recording videos. And once we knew that, pretty much any participant that joined the study was able to easily complete the activities on their own.
And if I can comment on that, I would say with the SUV study, it was just more about people being comfortable with sharing a video of themselves. But had it been text responses, it would have been very high participation rate. In the study. I do have another study that I can think of that we worked on, and it was actually conducted with people that had being at a shelter, and the average education level would have been more in the elementary to mid-high school years for many of the participants, and they had no problem participating with the software. Over the past 5 years, we have really focused on making it very user-friendly and intuitive, so it doesn't require a lot of assistance, and we have found that most people are able to participate without experiencing any technical challenges. All right, moving on to the next question. Can you talk a little bit about the extent of the video collection capabilities? The person submitting the question is interested in turning the camera outward into the environment to do things like home tours or shop-alongs.
Yeah, so really the video data collection piece within the mobile app or even the desktop version is quite robust. So like I mentioned, respondents have the ability to upload a video up to 15 minutes in length, and that's per activity as well. So the capabilities are quite robust, and because we have those features on the back end that really easily let you clip, tag, and edit the data, there's really no limit to what types of activities respondents can use. The iOS or Android application does let them use the camera either front-facing or rear-facing, and switch back and forth between the two if they need for different activities using their mobile device as well. So quite similarly to the camera application on your cell phone, that's how our camera data collection piece works. It's just point, click to record the video, either front-facing or rear-facing, and those participants can upload that response up to 15 minutes in length to our platform right away.
And I would say that is a very common use of the mobile app is for studies that are in a shopping situation or home usage tests. All right. You commented on this. There's a question, how long of a video can be uploaded? So that's the 15 minutes. And then what quality can be downloaded for editing in other systems? And I can speak to that one.
Yeah, the video file itself is available in an MP4 format, but the actual aspect ratio or quality of the video, I don't know off the top of my mind.
It's actually a 480p video. So yes, it would be a reasonable quality that could be used in other programs for sure.
Great.
All right. Does the respondent get an alert to know that a question was posted, or do they have to log in and check? Likewise, does the moderator get an alert when respondents have responded to their posts?
Yeah, so it depends which way you log in. So using our mobile application, moderators do get push notifications or alerts when there are new responses available. Likewise, participants will get a push notification or an alert when somebody has replied to their thread or a topic that they've posted as well. We do have a really handy and easy broadcasting tool in the platform available. So if on day one, we've posted a new set of questions, the moderator can easily and quickly either use their mobile app or that broadcasting tool on the desktop version to send an email notification out to participants to let them know that new questions are available and they should log in to take part in them.
Great. Next question, is the platform available in other languages?
Yes, so the ITrack board platform, I think, is programmed in 27 different languages right now. And if there is a language that you're looking to use it in outside of our capabilities, let us know, and we'll see what we can do. We do have our iTracks Go platform, which is where we run our real-time offerings, which is available to be programmed in any language as well, with a request for that language too.
Great.
So definitely, I think those 27 languages are the most commonly used, but if there's one that we don't have, let us know and we'll look into it further.
Mm-hmm. And Brent, do you know offhand there's a question regarding Hindi and Devanagari?
Yeah, I don't think we have either programmed into the board right now, but we can always follow up with that participant via email after, just to chat about that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's very doable to add languages for sure. All right. Can we keep all the videos and transcripts in our system as well?
Yeah, they can be exported if you prefer. So we have something, or a tool called the Manage Participant Media Area. So you can export the videos to your own platform and any of those text responses via transcript as well. Whatever you prefer.
Super. Can the moderator use a tablet to run the study?
Definitely, and it's actually quite easy for the moderator to log in on that online platform. Again, you can send out email notifications right within the mobile app, and you get the push notifications when respondents are logging in and answering the activities too. So I think moderators quite commonly use the mobile or tablet application. They can even start moderating the study when they're at home or just over time throughout the day if they need.
Great. Can you add captions to the highlight reels?
Not within the software right now. Again, we do backlog features or feature requests, so if that is something you're interested in, we can follow up later and kind of throw that into our bank of possible features in the future as well.
Great. Does the software have a way to identify non-responders and to tasks and send them gentle reminders, or does the moderator have the responsibility to track?
Yeah, so our system does track that information for you. We don't set it to automatically send any notifications or reminders to participants, but using our broadcaster tool, you can really easily, while moderating the study, hit a button and identify who hasn't answered that particular question, who hasn't logged in on that particular day, or who maybe has never logged in, and send them a notification with a reminder to participate as well.
Super. Okay, well, we have come to the end of our time today. Thank you everyone for attending. We really appreciated the engaging questions and your attention today. Thank you for your time and good luck with your future online and mobile research.